Jillian Mayen here for BTN.com alongside Jon Crispin. And let's talk a little bit about the Wildcats hoops because I love talking about my Wildcats. I'm not afraid to admit it.
You and Revson, look out.
I know. Hey, every once in a while, you just got to throw
Such
one.
a homer.
I got to be a homer. I got it.
Okay.
But Northwestern, 2-2 in the Big Ten. I think a lot of people looked at them as a team that could really emerge in the Big Ten and still can emerge, even though they've dropped a couple of games here that were close games against Michigan State. And that was a close one, but then against Minnesota, that was a close one. Two good teams in the Big Ten. So what is it that is different about this Northwestern team this season?
Well, what's different was ultimately what we saw against Nebraska, and that was second half shot-making ability. They finally made shots. And if you're a Northwestern fan, yourself, Dave Revson, Dave was texting me yesterday and I could feel his pain. To see them finally make shots in the second half, learn how to close out a game, that's who you need to be if you want to win. That's who you need to be if you want to make an NCAA tournament. Chris Collins has the mindset, the swagger, the expectation that they need in Evanston. He's got Bryant McIntosh to lead the show. And now he's got Vic Law, Scotty Lindsey scoring about 14, 15 points a game, knocking down threes. Vic Law went 5 of 6 from 3 yesterday. That's the type of stuff you need, particularly in the second half. They came back from being down. 14-0 run to close the half for Nebraska, and Northwestern still came back. Great execution. And on the other end, the defensive end, they've been so good about mixing up their defense, not just man-to-man to zone, but the different matchups. And as I talked about before, with Vic Law covering Glenn Watson in the Nebraska game, that length, it changes the game. It takes Glenn Watson out. Plus, you can trust a guy like Vic Law to space out, use his length, and not foul. You need him on the floor for 30-plus minutes. It's just not the deepest team in the world. They can go 8, 9, 10, but you need your key players on the floor. So I think defensively, playing more of a safe defense, pack line defense, don't give up easy layups, force teams to make shots over top of you, rebound, get out and run. That's what's going to make Northwestern an NCAA tournament team. I believe this year.
I love it. I love that you're making the bold prediction. It is bold. It's still bold. Until they make it, it's bold. So then what is the one thing that Northwestern fans and Northwestern needs to kind of be cautious about?
Is not making shots in the second half. They're going to be in a lot of games. They're not the type of team that is ever really going to get blown out. I don't really see that. I think they have...
Which is different than yours, pal.
Yeah, I think they have the depth, the balance, but to actually compete night in, night out. The problem is you have to expect to win to make shots in the second half. You have to expect to win to get stops and rebounds and loose balls in the second half of games. They did it well against Dayton, even when Dayton came back strong at the United Center, and they did it well against Nebraska when Nebraska came back on that 14-0 run. The expectation has to match the effort. When all those things come together with the talent and the depth that they have, I do believe it's an NCAA tournament team.
I think you hit the nail on the head with expectation to win. That's really the biggest
Glad
difference.
I got something right.
I know, right? Every once in a while, even a broken clock is right twice a day. For more Northwestern news, highlights, and analysis, head to btn.com/Wildcats.